Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching yet another episode of Lima Shenanigans 1977. It's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. It is time for the NXT Event Center Wrestling Report featuring the superstars of the future in the WWE. And it's on the CW network every Tuesday night at 8. And here's the man that will bring you the report from the show itself. He is Mr. Shenanigans himself, Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. This is episode number 2033. And we just got finished watching Vengeance Day not too long ago, over half an hour ago. And I got done taking a shower, and it's only, almost 10 o'clock. And did everything before 10 o'clock. But we got one more event to watch, and that's the AEW Grand Slam Australia. And I'm sure a lot of the Australian folks over there have already posted stuff up, but don't worry. I'll be watching Grand Slam Australia regardless. NXT Vengeance Day, we're going to talk a little bit about that. It was really, really good. I'm not going to be like Dave Meltzer and give each match 5 stars or crap like that. As you know, NXT, there have been a lot of changes been going on. We've seen a lot of releases, and NXT is really letting everybody level up, so to speak, in this department. As you know, some recent signings have happened, and all that. We will get down to it. And like I said, this will be the event that kind of changes things a little bit, and that will start to change. Remember, the road to WrestleMania is a very important road to be on, or even stand and deliver. And right now, there's a lot of things that have been happening, and so we're gonna talk about a little about this and who's arrived, who has, it's really, really cool to to talk about this. And excuse me just a second, man. It's been a long day. It's snowing outside. It'll change over to rain later, but still, could be a very dangerous situation, shall we say. I mean, I would not be very surprised if we have no more church, even though it's supposed to be 1 to 3 inches of snow, but that's no big deal, but still. So we shall see what happens here. The Women's North American title kicked off NXT Vengeance Day. Fallon Henley, the North American champ, defending it against one of the biggest international signings of the WWE, Stephanie Vaquer. And as you know, Fatal Influence teammates Jasmine Nix and JC Jane tried to get involved, but to no avail. I picked Stephanie Vaquer to win this matchup, and not surprised, Stephanie Vaquer won the North American title. The NXT, she's the new Women's North American champion, I should say. And as you know, a lot of changes have been happening, a lot. And I said this on Rant and Rave that the NXT Women's Division is going to be built around Julia and Stephanie Vaquer. When Stephanie Vaquer becomes the Women's North American Champion, and if Julia retains her title, you can see those two spearheading the Women's Division. And so that's a huge opportunity. And in attendance were Jada Parker, Keilani Jordan, and Carmen Petrovich, which the three of them this Tuesday will do battle in a triple threat match to determine the number one contender for the Women's North American title. Could be the next big show event, Roadblock, or at Stand and Deliver. Right now, we'll see where Ava goes with that matchup. Zarya and Sol Ruka trying to do a little training team bonding and trying to do everything Sol Ruka's way. It's like poor Zarya was not adjusting well to that, to the point where she threw a skateboard, she gets hit, she hits Sol Ruka with a volleyball and all that, and then she tweeted on X.com we'll do things my way from now on. Very interested in what Zarya's mode of training and team bonding is. So there's that. And the NXT Tag Team Championship was on the line. Fraxium, Nathan Frazier, and Axiom defended it against Josh Briggs and Yoshiki Inamura. And this was a great matchup overall. I picked Briggs and Inamura to pull off the upset, but Fraxium had retained the titles. And I think they're trying to set up a huge matchup with the Hardys, the TNA Tag Team Champions. So this is a very interesting situation, to say the least. And who knows what's going to happen. More on that situation. But after the matchup, both teams were shaking their hands, being good sports. And four gentlemen, as I talked about this in the last couple of weeks, there was a vignette at the end. It says Vengeance Day, and had four gentlemen, like masked gentlemen. Those four gentlemen came out and started beating up all four men in the ring after the matchup. Now they were two of them were recognized, Dion Lennox and Cutler James. I kind of found out who the other two are. I went on X.com to find out who they are. Shaquan Sugars and Osiris Griffin. Now, those four gentlemen attacked Fraxium, and why are they here? What are they here? What's their mission? We don't know the names and everything else. We will find out. Stax addresses Sean Spears, Izzy Dane, Brooks Jensen, and Nico Vance, and Stax was not in a very good mood. He was not very happy with what happened this past Tuesday, and he's got a match against Sean Spears one-on-one to make him pay. And then there was a strap match. Trick Williams and Eddie Thorpe went one-on-one this matchup. And Eddie Thorpe was been a thorn in Trick Williams' backside. Every time Trick Williams tried to go after the NXT title, Thorpe denies him of it. And in the end, so this is a heck of a match between both men, but in the end, Eddie Thorpe ended up winning the matchup. And I picked Trick Williams to win, but now I'm 1-2 in that endeavor. And Ricky Starks addresses his arrival on NXT, and this coming Tuesday he'll officially sign an NXT contract. So he will be there this Tuesday, and that's going to change a lot of situations. We shall see what Ricky Starks can do in NXT. Next matchup, Javon Evans and Ethan Page, and this was a matchup. Javon Evans was risking his young career, and and this matchup was great to the point where Javon Evans got a few shots in and getting revenge on Ethan Page, but in the end, though, Ethan Page knocked the mouth guard out and knocked Javon Evans, pinned him in the middle of the ring. All Ego Ethan Page ends up winning the matchup. Sarah Schreiber interviews Vaquer after the matchup. She said that she's proud to be the new North American champ, women's North American champ, and will be defending that title and moving on up to become the NXT Women's Champion. And then the NXT title was next on the line in a triple threat, Obafemi against the A-Town Down Under team of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory worked together, and then they went at it for a bit, and in the end, Obafemi ended up retaining the title. When the lights go out, those same four gentlemen I mentioned, Cutler James, Dion Lennox, Osiris Griffin, and Shaquan Sugars, came out through the crowd while the lights were out and the music played, and they were beating down Obafemi. I've never seen Obafemi in that position before, getting beat down. It took four big monsters to do it. Why are they here? And I think when they want to take the gold in NXT. And I think, that's why they beat up Briggs and Inamura and Fraxium, because of the tag team situation there. And remember, Dion Lennox approached Obafemi a few weeks back and said, I'm going to challenge you for that title one day. So, Remember Dion Lance's words. Dion Lance is part of that group now. So, and then Sarah Schreiber interviewed Ava about that, and then Ava says, She says she's got some big plans for the NXT roster. You got a big show in Cincinnati, Ohio. Lexis King texted her about 23 times about it, and then she talked about Roadblock that's coming up and Stand and Deliver, and then Ariana Grace interrupts her and says, "Thank you for making me the liaison between NXT and TNA, but I got a special guest for you to meet, and Santino Marella back in the WWE under the TNA banner. The Director Authority is here, and he seems to be feeling pretty good after accidentally getting kicked in the face by Nick Nemeth. So, and he was really excited to be back. Fans were going nuts. I was going nuts. I loved it when Santino made his return. It was great to see Santino arriving in NXT for the very first time. So Santino is there. Then the NXT Women's title on the line, the main event in a fatal four-way. Julia defending against Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade, and Bayley. By the way, I picked Femi to retain the title, so I got that match right. So, and this was a heck of a matchup. And any one of those four could have walked away with the title. But Julia did end up retaining the title. And Roxanne Perez may be moving up to the main roster because she's now going to face Raquel Rodriguez this Monday for the final spot in the Elimination Chamber match. So who will get that spot? And as you know, the Monday Night Raw after the Elimination Chamber, March the 3rd, which I'll start my vacation, Rhea Ripley will defend her title against Io Sky. So, and then Julia ended up retaining the title. I picked her to win, so I'm 3-3 in my picks and predictions. Stephanie Vaquer came back out to celebrate with Julia, holding up the Women's North American title. But then Jordynne Grace makes her official NXT debut as a member of the WWE roster. And she's got a couple of choices to pick out, which will make things very interesting. Well, that is all the time we have on the show. Episode number 2033. Next up will be the AEW Collision version of Grand Slam Australia. So I can't wait to watch that, as you know. 3 title matches will feature Australia's favorites. Native son and daughters, so to speak, as Kazuchika Okada will defend the Continental title against Buddy Matthews, an Australian native. And then the TBS title will be on the line as Mercedes Moné will defend that against one of my favorite Aussie Angels, Miss Harley Cameron. And then possibly the main event, the AEW Women's World title on the line as Mariah May defends that title against Australia's very own Timeless Toni Storm. Chin up, tits out, and what's for the shoe? And as you know, another Australia's native sons, Kyle Fletcher will team up with the international champion Konosuke Takeshita to take on Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. So that's going to be a heck of a matchup. And then that's later on tonight, because they're doing the NBA All-Star break, I'll be watching that. So that's all the time we have on the show. Thank you for tuning in. And until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, door for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.